This week I made $450 on options. Stay around, I'm going to walk you through every trade and then show you my full weekly performance breakdown in my analyzer tool. But first, let's see what happened in the market the last 5 days. This week on US markets experienced a volatile week marked by a sharp midweek tech pullback and ongoing inflation concerns. Despite late week recoveries, indices closed mixed after hotter than expected producer prices and an unexpectedly robust jobs report dampened expectations for future Federal Reserve rate cuts. SpaceX also finally had its IPO, which of course the share price soared with over 20% gain. I have an impression that during the following months, this stock will start selling until the early investors have taken their profit. But you never know with an Elon Musk company. Now, diving in my performance for the last week. As you can see, my portfolio was pretty much flat last week, similar to the market, but underperforming the SPX, which had almost 0.6% gain. There was a lot of volatility last week, but ended up flat for the week. My biggest holding, which is Google, had another red week. The stock fell with 1.2%. I'm hoping that this won't last any longer and the share price will turn around. But I am not too worried about Google. I'm keeping them for the long run. My year-to-date performance is still looking decent, with 20.9% gain compared to SPX with 8.5% gain. So I'm still happy about that. With my positions, not much changed on my holdings. The cash secured put I sold for Rocket Lab and Cameco are in the money, but since there is almost 2 weeks left for them to recover, I'm hoping they will bounce back closer to the strike price. Now, let me pull up my analyzer so you can see how the trade looked overall. This tool lets me import and analyze my options trading activity from interactive brokers and easily calculate the profits so I can better track how my options trading is doing separately from the stock performance. As you can see, for the last week, we realized a profit of $450 before commissions. That is a gain of about 0.7% on my portfolio coming from the options trading. I had just one trade this week in total, 1 win, 0 losses. I paid $49 in commissions. Moving on, checking in the portfolio summary section, we can see the starting net worth and of course the one trade. Now getting into more details about my trade, here in the performance by ticker section, we can see more information about each trade. We have the weekly Iron Condor on SPX, which printed a net profit of $400. Decent gain for our weekly trade. I traded the Iron Condor on Monday and it went pretty smooth, not like the last week. Hope the next week also goes well. One new feature I added to the analyzer tool, which can be pretty useful, is the calendar view. In this page, you can have a better overview of your trades as you get a total profit and loss amount for each day in the calendar. In my opinion, I think this is very valuable information to have for longer periods of trading, like a month or longer. It works the same way. You just upload your activity file, which you download from interactive brokers, and it will immediately show your results. I plan to show this at the end of June, as I will make a video about my year-to-date performance for the first half of 2026, and this calendar view is perfect for that purpose. Anyways, if you're wondering what approach I'm using on my portfolio, you can check my week 1 video where I explain the strategies I'm using in more details. You can find that in the link to the analyzer tool in the description below. If you find this interesting, hit subscribe and I will see you next week. Until then.